Have you ever wondered if you have a relationship with the energy of your business? Have you even wondered what an energy of your business is? Welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Talks with Darlene. Today I'm talking about having a relationship with the energy of your business through the lens of the Solar Plexus Chakra. Now, I love the chakras because we don't need to do any courses or anything at all. Just looking down because we got a neighbour's cat in here. We don't need to do courses, certificates, programs, whatever. The chakras are vortexes of energy within us and around us. Now, when I talk about the energy of your business, you created the business, which means you created an energy for the business. And now, after learning how to have a relationship, that energy can actually be changing. And that's why I wanted you to write down a definition for relationships, for self-relationship, and having a relationship with the energy of your business. When you think about relationships, what does that actually mean for you? What comes up? For me, it's about the needs. Are my needs getting met? And are the needs of the energy of my business being met as well? Now, in here, in this beautiful solar plexus chakra, we actually have about claiming your expertise. This one can be really hard for a lot of women. Can be really, really hard for a lot of women because we're not taught that we are the experts. We are taught that, we go to everyone else for expertise. Yet we are the expert in our area. That's why we created the business, because we discovered what we really love. We discovered what we really want to have as a business. And now the energy of your business is asking you to have a relationship with it to help claim that expertise. It's for those that know me, know I'm extremely psychic, and the businesses, like I've got thousands of businesses right near me saying, yes, 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 we want to have a relationship. Please tell them we want to have a relationship. You can do this. You are psychic as well. Now, everybody has psychic abilities, every single person. It is up to you whether you want to actually discover those or not. I'm not going to say you've got to. For me, life and business got so much better when I embraced my psychic abilities. When I embraced them, that's when my business got so much better. And then when I really, made sure my intuition was working beautifully, I trust my intuition now. I don't have any doubts. I trust it so much and I trust my abilities. That's why I'm always talking to my business. Now, in here as well, it's about the community that you create, as well as the community you live in. Now, the community you create, you're creating it with the energy of your business. And when you listen, your business will help you decide what that community is. Because the community is not just those clients that are your ideal clients. It is other people as well that is in your environment. Think about that. It's other people as well that are within your environment. That's really important. Now, also, we're talking about researching into your own business. And by that, I mean actually talking to it and researching all of your offers, content, everything, and deciding whether it's still right for you or not. If it is, that's fantastic. And if any of those ideas or content or anything is not for you, that's okay as well. Because you can write that down and go, I've had all of these ideas, content. Now I'm letting those ones go. It's really important that we do um, look back on things to actually see what's working and what's not. Now, again, talking to your business, you might say, actually, that piece of content doesn't feel right. And then your business comes through and goes, well, how about we just reword it? And then suddenly that content feels so much better. And that's why you don't need to give up content. Maybe it's just a matter of rewriting it with maybe you've discovered a new theme and you're rewriting that content with that theme in mind. This is what it's all about. And in here, it's also about how you want to run things. How do you want to run your business? Now, I've worked with other coaches and they've all told me how I am meant to run my business. When I realized after having beautiful conversations with my business that that didn't work for us, that's when I took a step back from all of those coaches that I'd worked with and went, you know what? No, this is my business, not theirs. I'm going to run it my way. Now, as I'm recording this video, I'm just finishing a Certificate 3 in Visual Arts. That meant I had a lot less time to work on my business. Did it mean that I gave my business up? No. I'm still putting out podcast episodes. That's the main thing I'm doing because it's for me, it's passion. I love doing videos now. And that's where I discovered I wanted to run my business this way while I'm actually doing this Certificate 3 in Visual Arts because that's the way that works for me. 3 days a week, full days because of travel and everything, means that Thursday's now a rest day and I really only have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And some of that depends as well because I share a house. So I have very little hours to run my business, and yet I'm still doing it because my business is my passion. I love it. I love it with a passion. In here, it's also the beautiful solar plexus chakra. These chakras are the lower chakras. They are foundational chakras, which is why looking at your fears and facing them is important. And some of those fears could be around running a business without going to a coach and going, okay, this is what I'm thinking. What should I do? Because in the end, only you are really going to know whether something is going to work or not. And it means putting that content out there, putting these videos out there, putting the newsletter or whatever it is that you do out there. It's so important that you actually do that because your business. And if you don't face those fears, I really don't like telling you this, they're just going to keep coming back. They are going to keep coming back. And the awesome thing about this, by working with the chakras, you're raising your vibration. So when the fear comes back, you're at a higher vibration, which means the clarity is so much well, I'm going to say clearer, but that just your vibration being high means you're at a level where the lower energies are not there as much. And it's really cool. And the more that you raise your vibration, the more when these come back, eventually it gets to a point where you just go, yeah, right, whatever, dream on. And it's really cool. We also want to look at redoing what you've learned. Looking at your business, talking to it, having this relationship. When you actually look at redoing what you've learned, then write down what you've learned and then have a conversation with your business. Have a conversation and go, look, this is what I've learned. What have you actually learned as well? Because you'll be amazed what comes through when you start having a conversation. And people might be thinking, hang on, a few years ago, or maybe even now, people get put away for that. And yes, they might. And as you can see, I create podcasts. This is the end of my season 5. I talk about this because I know I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. And unfortunately, if I talked about this years ago, I would have been thought of as crazy. And that's why I'm redoing what I've learned, because now that I'm out of the healthcare field, I can talk about what I want. If I talked about things like this when I was still working in there, they would have put me in a mental ward. And in here, it's also about your beautiful boundaries. And that is the theme that I talk about a lot. Boundaries. Boundaries within yourself, boundaries with the relationship you have with yourself, boundaries with the relationship you have with your business. Because like any relationship, you want to have boundaries. Your business could be so excited that it wants to work until 2 a.m. in the morning. And you need to turn around and go, that is fantastic. I'm so glad that you have that passion. I'm physical. I'm a human being. I need sleep. I can't work until 2 a.m. For me, that is, I, I've never really been a huge night owl. That I have occasionally. For me, the mornings are, I love the mornings. And that is something I'll get back into when I've got my own place. Because I will set the alarm, I will get up and I will go. Because I'm sharing at the moment, it's hard for me to get up and, be quiet as I'm leaving. So I don't do that. And that's okay. Because I know what I need right at the moment. Now let's have a look at when things are unaligned in this chakra. And I don't mean negativity. Like there's just so much negativity out there. We don't need to talk about it within ourselves and to our business. It is an awareness of what is not working. And when this chakra isn't working, you're comparing yourself to others, and your business may be in your head going, look at them, look at them, look at them. Oh, look, they're making so much money, blah, blah, blah. So when it's unaligned, that voice may be louder. And this is where, when voices like your business's voice and other people's voices, that's where then when your inner voice comes through, you don't trust it because you've heard all that other voice and you've just gone, hey, what? And you go, no, I'm not going to trust that at all. I'm not going to trust that. And in here, when you have a relationship with your business that's maybe not aligned, that's when you ignore your business's voice and you start following all these gurus out there and you start working with so many different people that you actually lose your voice. You end up losing your voice. And I'm speaking from experience because I did. I lost my voice because I listened to other people. Now, my business and I, we're really cool. Like we're working so well together. It's beautiful. Now, with my business, there are different aspects to my business. And sometimes the inner child comes through. I'm doing episodes on that, and I've done other episodes. Sometimes the inner child comes through. Sometimes a wise woman comes through when maybe I'm not doing things on my business. It will come through and it will gently go, okay, enough. Why are you not working on your business? And it will ask me questions. And there's different other aspects as well. In here, when things are not aligned and you haven't got the boundaries and you're not listening to your own voice, then the sales may not be happening or they may be inconsistent. And this is where you really want things to start working. You want those sales to continually come in. Now, depending on how you feel as well, that can affect the sales. Because if you're having a down day and you put a comment, you put a post out there, you're coming from that energy. And when people read it, they're sort of like, "Ooh, yeah, nah, nah, nah." And then the sale won't come through. That's why I've always talked about creating content when you're in an amazing space. Because even though you repurpose that content, because you created it from an amazing space, and that means that you and your business are working together as one, when you repurpose, it's still got that amazing energy behind it. That's why I don't talk about creating content all the time, because you don't need to. Have a range of content, especially related to your theme. Now, I talk about boundaries. I talk about through intuition and chakras. And in that, then that means you have a better connection to your own body, a better connection to yourself, and a better connection to your business. It is through the theme of boundaries. So that's my overall arching theme. And that's the kind of, actually, no, that's the sub theme. The overall arching theme is about having a connection with your body and your intuition. And then under that is boundaries, because boundaries is so important. And it's important to have boundaries with your intuition as well. More your psychic abilities. And that's what it's beautiful. Now, when you put content out there and things don't happen, you can actually feel rejected by those people that don't buy. And this is where the business can come through. This is where when that happens for me, the nurturing part of my business comes through. And I can see it right here, right now. And it's laying its head on my shoulder and just hugging me. And that's what comes through. So when people don't buy, that's the aspect of my business that comes through. And you can see the relationship I have with my business. It's meeting my needs and I'm meeting its needs. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's so gorgeous. That has been today's beautiful episode on having a relationship with your business through the eyes of the solar plexus chakra. Now, I want to thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, because it means so much to me because you're supporting me as a small business. Wishing you a beautiful day wherever you are in this gorgeous world.